Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Isaiah and I have a confession to make. I used to be an art tracer. And not in the sense of, oh, everybody starts somewhere tracing their favorite art style or whatever. I used to trace and then post it on DeviantArt or Tumblr for clicks and views and people saying my art looked good. And I got called out on it. It actually ruined a friendship I was making at the time because I was copying their art. But let me get into the story a bit. So I started really drawing like for serious when I was around 12, so 6th grade. And at the time, I was kind of copying my friend's anime art style where the head was as big as a piece of lined paper turned on its side and the body was like squished in at the bottom. And I was also drawing a lot of Egyptian art. Like, we were going over Egyptian mythology at the time, and I really loved the hieroglyphics, so I would draw the body kind of facing forward but pointing in one direction, and the head was pointing to one side. And I really enjoyed it. Um, Egyptian mythology was my favorite at the time before I got completely wrapped up in the that mythology book by Edith Hamilton, which I read like 5 or 6 times, and it's mostly going over not Egyptian, Greek and Roman mythology. So that's where I started, and it quickly evolved into me drawing a lot of anime. I got a little bit better with the body positioning, but I was terrible with hands and stuff. I couldn't really accept the fact that I was terrible at drawing, so I started sneaking onto sites like DeviantArt and copying other people's work. I would literally put my piece of paper against the computer screen and draw a quick sketch of what I could see underneath before taking it away so my parents couldn't find out that I was tracing off the computer because I wasn't allowed on DeviantArt until I literally graduated high school. So that's what happened when I started in high school. For the most part, I was tracing more finished images that way. And this isn't an art class either. This is just in my own time. Meanwhile, my friends were able to draw their own art completely from scratch, and my stuff looked like chicken scratch when we drew together in the library. It made me feel really jealous. And honestly, as much as I loved when I did take art, my jealousy didn't really abate because one of my friends was kind of the favorite of the art teacher, and it hurt. So, moving on, I finally graduate high school and I start going to college and I start making friends online. I'm still tracing artwork as a base for my own, uh, and I don't have a digital tablet yet. It it only really became known online when I got a tablet because I didn't know how to scan in traditional artwork. I didn't have a scanner, and I didn't understand how smartphones worked. I'm not very intelligent in a lot of things, if I'm completely honest. But I finally got a digital tablet in college, and I immediately started taking from this one person. I'm not going to name her just because I actually went to see if I could dig out the old receipts against me, and she's apparently changed her username entirely online, and she said that she doesn't want to be called by that anymore. So I feel that. I have no idea what her new handle is, and I feel like if I just brought it up again, she would be very, very angry because I was an older person stealing from a teenager. And while I have all of these excuses, it's at the end of the day, I was stealing artwork from a teenager. It was Homestuck. I was very into the Homestuck fandom, and I wanted to draw my own troll sona. My troll sona is the aliens that are in Homestuck, making your own persona based off of that species. And I did, and she realized that I had copied her design, and she started looking through my DeviantArt and realized I had copied a lot. and called me out. I deleted my stuff. We never talked again. About a year later, I was on Tumblr, and she found me through the grapevine, and I was tracing a lot less, but I was still heavily referencing other people's artwork. Not stock photos or anything like that, their artwork. And she found me, and she called me out again on this really long, like, if you remember 2013 era style post, it was a lot. And I freaked out. I blocked her. I deleted my work. I didn't draw anymore for a very long time. Not anything that I would post, at least. It really wasn't until I started printmaking that I started trying to draw digitally or traditionally again, because I was so ashamed and I didn't want to be called out anymore. And I finally started letting go of the need to draw directly over someone else's artwork. And it's helped me start developing my own style, which that's a big deal, developing your own style, I think. I don't think it was gone about the right way, how I was called out in the past, but I don't blame people for reacting so harshly. I do think that all young artists trace, all artists ever trace. And I was in a very odd position of being older than the people I was copying from, despite the fact that I was pretty much mentally on the same level, if I'm completely honest. But it's important to note when you're referencing something or when you actually just straight up trace, to either get permission from the artist if you're going to post it online, or you link their work and you say, I was inspired, I traced, I copied. This is not a finished drawing, because it's really not fair on the artist if you get a bunch of information, get a bunch of feedback, and they're struggling, especially on sites like Tumblr, which are just black voids for any recognition for any artist. But that's going to be it for me today. Another little short one. I hope you enjoy me airing out my dirty laundry. It's not much, I know, but uh, we'll get more into the drama of my past one day. There's a lot of shit in there. I was not very good on the internet in the early days. But stay hydrated. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.